Hello товарищ, it's only PvP Cat here, and in this video I wanna talk about best builds in Red Dead Online. And by builds I of course mean sets of ability cards and weapons. For each specific situation, such as game mode or your playing style, there of course will be different best build. So I want to talk about these different builds that I'm personally using in the different situations, not only in PvP modes but also in a free roam, and share my thoughts about these builds with you guys. Let's begin with the most effective build for PvP, at least at the moment most effective, and it became so effective because of these silly changes that Rockstar made to the game balance. And I'm talking about build when you're using Painted Black and trying to make a headshots using Deadeye. Why do we wanna use Painted Black? Simply because it's the only ability card that gives you perfect accuracy at the moment. And with this perfect accuracy it's pretty easy to make a headshot even with an accurate weapon such as Leechfield, Repeater or stuff like that. And with first passive ability we are using Eye for an Eye. Why do we want to use this ability? Because it's a super easy way to restore your dead eye bar. Each headshot kill on the third level of this ability restores 20% of maximum dead eye bar for us. It means we're gonna be running with full dead eye all the time if we are any good at doing headshots. Additionally, in a second passive slot I suggest to take the Gift of Focus ability, because this card improves effect of an Eye for an Eye ability cards. It means with each headshot you're gonna restore even more of dead eye bar and you're not gonna worry about your dead eye status anymore. Yes, it decreases your damage done, but who cares about damage when we are playing with headshots. And in the last ability slot I'm using Never Without One. This ability card was a no-brainer pick for pretty much any build like a few months ago, but since then it was nerfed pretty hard, and instead of saving you from headshot all the times, it in my experience saves you in like 20% of time. But I still like to use this because even a little bit of protection is better than no protection at all.
That's what she said?
But you can use pretty much any ability card that you like for this last ability slot, because it doesn't really matter. All this build is made around Painted Black, super overpowered ability at the moment. This build works fine in most of PvP showdown modes and in a free roam PvP as well, but I believe that the most effective way to use it is in a most wanted, and I believe I said word most like 10 times now. But anyway, if you wanna use it, better use it with double pistol or some other fast weapon such as any Repeater or even Varmint rifle. If you don't have respect for yourself and for other people, feel free to use it with a Varmint rifle. Anyway, you just pick some fast weapon and run around making headshots here and there and not really being afraid about your dead eye stat. Second build I want to talk about is my favorite build. I designed it specifically to counter previous build with headshots, and in order to do so we are using two body shot strategy with a Springfield rifle and express armor. But to survive while we are staying and trying to hit with our two body shots, we're gonna use slow and steady to protect ourselves from the headshots. That's why first skill is slow and steady, of course. With the first passive ability I like to use, and I'm not only like to use, I strongly recommend you to use the Unblinkable Eye, because otherwise we're gonna waste all our dead eye status very fast, because slow and steady eats dead eye pretty fast, and Unblinkable Eye decreases the rate of using dead eye status and bar by 30%. I tested this in some videos and it's pretty good and significant result, so it's a no-brainer pick for this build, since we can't use Eye for an Eye because we are not playing with the headshots. For a second passive ability slot, I like to use Landon's Patience. You can use pretty much any damage ability card to make it two-body shot kill, but I like Landon's Patience because it affects our first shot. Most extra damage we're gonna get on our first shot, and in a real life PvP we're gonna just one shot kill wounded people a lot. In my experience, in like 15% of the time it would take only one shot to kill someone with a Springfield rifle and express armor. And in a third ability slot I'm using Never Without One. It used to be no-brainer, now it's not so obvious, but the reason why I still like this ability in this build is because when we are not attacking first, when our enemy saw us first, we're gonna need some time, some extra time to turn on slow and steady, otherwise we are dead. I also sometimes use as a third ability pick a Strange Medicine. How does this ability works? I have tested this and it heals us for some amount of damage we do to our target. So in this particular build it works very fine, because when you turning on Deadeye and staying in a slow and steady, you just tanking any damage and restoring some damage when shooting people. My third build is made around Slippery Bastard ability that reduces the possibility of auto aiming, and this one is really good in this new showdown modes when you gonna grab the bug and run to the enemy base. Slippery Bastard is the most expensive ability card in terms of using Deadeye status, therefore first passive ability is a no-brainer in my opinion. It's of course Unblinkable Eye, otherwise you're gonna spend a fortune on tonics and stuff like this, and PvP not gonna be profitable for you at all, and this ability helps us to save a bit of Deadeye. With the second passive and third passive ability slots you can use pretty much any ability cards that you like, but I prefer first to fight another day, because since we are running in a Slippery Bastard, most of the time people gonna shot us in the body and we like to decrease the damage taken. And third ability is Peak Condition. Again, because we are running a lot, and Peak Condition not only gives us some extra damage, but also helps us to use less stamina while we are sprinting, and that's gonna be very useful in this new game modes. Next build is made for situations where we're gonna play with body shots but don't really care about damage, such as hostile territory if you're using bow, which one hits to the body no matter what, or let's say Name Your Weapon game mode if you're using shotgun, because damage doesn't really matter there. If you are shooting with an appropriate distance, you're gonna get one shot kill anyways. So in this build we are using Painted Black, because you know it's super easy to hit your target with Painted Black by using bow or shotgun, and with the same distance shotgun fire cannot kill person without Painted Black, but easily will kill it with Painted Black, since you gonna hit him perfectly. Next I have 3 abilities that helps us to restore each of our statuses. First is a Peak Condition, and since we are running a lot in this game modes, it's a very useful ability, because it not only restores our or rather saves some amount of our stamina when we are sprinting around, but also gives us a little bit but extra damage. It's not that much of an importance in, let's say, Name Your Weapon, but still it's better than nothing, right? It's gonna help you sometimes to get a kill with a shotgun. Second is of course Unblinking Eye. It's an ability to use less Deadeye when we are marking our targets with Painted Black, and I really think it's useful and it helps us a lot in this game mode. And the last ability that I like to use in this build, especially in Name Your Weapon game mode, is Strange Medicine, because despite the fact that shotgun kills with one shot, there are many situations where people have to shoot from distance that far than a one-shot kill, or maybe they are unexperienced players and they're shooting from whenever they can. Anyway, you have to maintain your health point status somehow, otherwise these longer distance shots will kill you. So Strange Medicine helps us to get back some amount of our HP when we are in a fight. And with these three abilities we are pretty fine to maintain a good level of stamina, dead eye bar and health points, and that's a good build for sustain. And how does it play? Very easy. When we see our target we are turning on our Painted Black ability and shooting either straight away, since we have perfect accuracy and shotgun will one shot kill anyone from a reasonable distance, or we are waiting when Painted Black placing a marks on a target and then finishing them off. My next build is kinda interesting and can be used only in hunting in my experience. So this is a 4 damage ability card build. It's not that useful in PvP and I made a video about this, but it's pretty good in hunting because it helps you to one shot pretty much any animals super fast. So we have 4 damage ability cards here: Focus Fire, Land Dance, Horseman and Peak Condition. The only problem with this build is that you have 2 useless and expensive abilities, and also it sometimes ruins 3-star pelts. Anyway, I can't recommend to make this build on purpose and max Focus Fire or Horseman, because I found these abilities pretty useless, but since money are already paid, we have to find the ways to work it out somehow.
That's what she said.
And my last build is very good in most situations when you are free roaming. I use it all the time, and the weapon I'm using it is main weapon Rolling Block Rifle. Then I'm using Litchfield Repeater and double pistols, and why I would explain later. So the first ability card that I'm using in the free roam is Painted Black, because first it helps us to hunt. Really, we can easily headshot animals with this ability and not ruining the pelts. And second, it helps you against griefers when you are fighting in some town or somewhere else, because you can headshot them very easily only with this ability. In the first passive slot I'm using Landon's Patience, because it helps us to one-shot kill with Rolling Block Rifle pretty much always, only when our target has a really tankish build or it just drink tonic. So I like this ability a lot in a free roam. It also helps us to two-shot in a body with a Litchfield Repeater when you are staying close to your target, and you can find the use in this also sometimes. Next ability that I really like to use in a free roam is Never Without One, because unlike in a PvP Showdown series, it saves you from a headshot more in a free roam, because distances are greater in a free roam when you're fighting. So it's kinda good one to win some time. And yes, if you like the video, place a like, write in the comments down below what you think about these builds. And here I'm talking about my last ability and why I'm using it. It's a Strange Medicine. Again, as you can see, I'm using it in many situations. Why do I think this is good one for free roam? First, because when you are fighting with griefers, many shots will be in the body because of the how big distances there are, and so many people are using sniper rifles and stuff like this. So you gonna watch out for your health in a free roam too, and this ability helps. And second, why I like this ability is when you are cleaning bandit camps and doing this such a PvE stuff, this will help you a lot. You will easily clean a whole bandit camp with this ability, because you're not gonna worry about your level of health. So guys, that's it. Thank you for watching. Goodbye. Please write in the comments, and see ya. Goodbye.